How's it going, everybody? Just stopped at the town clerk's office, pick up some property maps. I am headed to my new farm. So I bought this farm about 6 months ago at a tax auction. Unfortunately, it hasn't been lived in or worked in the better part of 10 years or so. It definitely needs a lot of work to get it up and running. The fields that came with the property have been being used by one of the neighboring farms, and we'll get into that in a little bit. There are some crops on there. I've only come out to see the place once before. As you can see, this driveway's pretty overgrown. The barn is not too bad, but this place could definitely use some work. The house has been condemned for 20 plus years, so I came down a couple weekends ago and set up my fifth wheel camper, and that's what I'm going to have to stay out of until we can make enough money to get started here. So not originally from North Carolina, but that's where this farm is that I purchased. I am currently trying to sell my house in New York. It's on the market right now. I've had a couple of offers, so that'll really help us out when that sale finally goes through. It'll help us get started here on the farm. There's really no equipment. I mean, there's no animals. Like I said, the fields have been worked, and I have a deal worked out with the neighbor that has been using the fields. And I'll explain a little more once we get into that. When I was out here a couple of weeks ago, I knew that I was going to have to do something with all this overgrown land, the yard, the driveway, everything. So got a nice big brush hog on the 4320, and just going to spend a little time cleaning this place up. I should probably mention that I'm starting off here with about $25,000 in the bank. That's pretty much all I had in liquid savings. Really waiting for that house sale to come through to help us out here, because we're going to have to buy equipment, seed, fertilizer. Luckily, one of our fields is over here. We got a pretty good grass field. We just about mow it, but might just give it a few more days. Weather's should be holding out pretty good here. It'd be nice to put up some hay. I looked at this barn a couple weeks ago. It doesn't need too much to really get it up and going, and I would like to get some cattle in here. So got one field here that's already been harvested and plowed under, so not sure what we're going to do with this yet. Might even wait until the spring before we get too crazy. But here's a nice field here that should make us a decent amount of money. The story behind this is the neighboring farm that has been working these fields. I worked out a deal with them where I can harvest this crop off of here, and I'm going to split all the profits and proceeds 50-50 with him, which I think is reasonable, really. I mean, the property's mine, but the crops that are on it aren't exactly mine. But the gentleman that owns it, his name is Ryan, and his grandfather used to work this farm years ago, and he's really just happy to help out, and he'd love to see this place up and running again the way it used to. So but this is a pretty decent sized cornfield. Hopefully it yields pretty well, so we can get both of us can get a decent price out of it. Obviously, we have to split it 50-50, so neither of us are going to get rich off this stuff, but we'll take what we can get. But for right now, we're just going to concentrate on getting everything cleaned up around here. Really get this farm resurrected and going again. So, just going to do a little bit more mowing back here, and maybe we'll throw up the drone and get some footage for the YouTube channel. Concrete Farmer, you guys should look him up. What in the world? There's a gravity wagon sitting here in the weeds. How I didn't spot this orange Kilbros gravity wagon sitting here, but holy smokes, this thing's actually in pretty decent shape. I'll try to mow around it a little closer and we'll get this thing pulled out and check it out. That's a nice piece of equipment here that I didn't know was here. It looks like all the wheels are turning. I can't believe how good a shape this thing's in. What I should do is pull it under cover here and maybe we'll run to the local shop if we need bearings or anything like that. We'll check it out here. I do have some tools with me. Not everything that I would like, but we'll check this thing all out and make sure it's ready to go. We'll definitely use this for corn here in another month or two. That is a really good score. There's an old truck sitting in the weeds too. I did know this was here, but I think that thing's more like yard art than anything that's really worth saving. Well, I'm going to grab some tools out of the truck and check out this gravity wagon. I'll see you in a little bit. So that gravity wagon we pulled out of the weeds, it is in really good shape, but from sitting outside, I'm afraid it's going to need a couple of wheel bearings and at least one tire. I think the other three will make it through harvest season this season. They're getting dry checked, but maybe next year we can put a whole new set on. So, and I actually drove past the dealer here, the parts dealer. Gonna see if they have any of these items in stock. If they do, great. And if they don't, well, I guess we'll have to order them. But I'll see you on the flip side. So the guy at the service desk just told me that they don't have anything in stock that I need today, but he got everything ordered and we should see them within the week. So definitely have that gravity wagon up and running for corn harvest. And just going to head back to the farm and get a little more mowing done. You guys are never going to believe what I just found. John Deere 4955. Hooked to a heavy set of discs too. But I wonder how long this thing's been. It was so overgrown. I mean, the weeds and bushes here, I mean, they're right up to the cab. I was right next to it before I even spotted it. I mean, this thing all the tires look like they're holding air. This is insane. I wonder what it's going to take to get this thing going. But I'm going to finish mowing back here, and I don't know, we're going to think about what we can do with this, and what it's going to take to get it going. Not sure yet. Well, just coming back from the parts service, and he was surprised to see me twice in one day. But I tell you what he did have in stock was 2 big old strong box batteries and a whole case of starting fluid for that 4955. Now, hopefully we don't have to use all that starting fluid, but you never know when you are going to need it, so I picked up a whole case of it. See if we can't get this thing fired up. Well, that took a lot longer than I thought it would, but got new batteries in it. I'm going to see if this thing can't fire up. Oh, man. This thing started up like it just got parked here yesterday. Let's see if it won't pull out of here and... Oh, yeah. We'll let this thing sit and warm up for a few minutes, but check it out a little better now that it's out of the weeds. The tires on this thing look pretty good. I mean, they've held air for who knows how long. Really not all dry checked. John Deere 670 plow. This is going to save us a lot of money here. Definitely a decent sized tractor. I'm going to have to look up the specs on this thing. I don't even know what kind of horsepower this thing makes, but nice set of plows. Big field tractor. Yeah, we're well on our way to getting a fleet going for what we're going to need to get this farm going. Definitely going to start checking the classifieds and marketplace, and probably going to have to buy some equipment used to get everything going around here. Only starting with $25,000 in the bank, it's not going to get us too far. Probably going to have to go down and talk to the credit union or something, try to get a little bank loan from them just to get started here. And eventually we got to get something done with this house. It's definitely going to need torn down. Probably going to have to be in this camper for the better part of the winter. Luckily here in North Carolina it's not like New York winters, so I think we'll be able to manage. But yeah, I guess we will probably see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully we can track down some more equipment.